Yes, and it seems that I am live on my channels now. This is a very spontaneous live sessions that I'm doing for a special reason, and that is that I have just had these babies in the door. It's the new flash from Backscatter called Hybrid Flash 1, HF-1, and it's been promised to be delivered for a while now, and I just had the first batch. Customs released it this morning, so I've had the day to look at it, and that's basically what I'm going to offer you here, a run-through of my own first-hand experience with this flash. And the reason why I'm doing this is because so many of you have asked about the specifics of this flash. Well, Backscatter has certainly promised an interesting unit, and whether it can deliver, time will show, because obviously this flash needs to be dived a lot before we can tell if it's working. But for now, at least I can see if the first-hand aspects of it will live up to my own expectations. Okay. As many of you know, Backscatter previously or still make the snoot flash, the mini flash MF1, and actually it's called MF2 now because they came with an upgrade. And as many of you know, this is what it looks like when it has the snoot sitting on it. Many of you use this flash as just a snoot flash, but Backscatter is actually selling it as a mini flash where you can use it together with a compact camera. And with the new settings on the MF2, there is some great features for Olympus cameras like TTL system. The snoot is the genius part of this, is what I think. It has an optics inside it, and that's pretty much why it's been so popular, I think. Maybe also due to the price, which is not that high. Will this new flash take over? I have a take on that, and let's see what it looks like. Okay, here it is. Unwrap this one, and as you can see here, that is pretty much the size of it. I have big Viking hands, so obviously this one might look small, so let's compare it to one of my other flashes. That's the Z330, and as you can see, it's almost 50% longer. Overall, pretty much same height, and as you can see, pretty much the same cockpit. So if you're taking this baby or this baby out flying, you could be, you would probably have the same kind of aspect on doing the settings. And as you can see, here is the battery with the Inans that goes with 4 AA batteries. This one has different battery. We're going to come back to that. Let me just compare with the DS230 iGlide, which many people think is a very big flash. But let's have a look here. But it has the exact same length, and this one angles a bit. They're very equal. This one is a little bit heavier, but it has a battery pack that is more powerful. It has a round circular flash head, and this one has two flash heads that are frosted, and it has a lot of other features, as you can see here, and that's part of what I'm going to run through with you guys. So what else is in the package when you get it? The usual suspects. You have an arm ball, you have an YS mount here, which is great, so you don't have to consider about which one you want. And then it has the remote feature here that Backscatter has come out with, which is basically a large fiber tubing that reflects the light and will enable you to trigger the flash from a distance. Some O-rings and grease, and obviously the Allen key tool. I'm going to put that over here. And then we have the diffuser. For now, that's the only one that's been released. There's a whole series of snoots because, as I can tell you, the Backscatter guys are an insane group of people. They're all divers and underwater photographers, and they have just taken everything they want and thrown it into this little unit. So I do not think I can mention anything that I find interesting with a flash that is not included in this little unit. So they're up for it. I mean, if this doesn't work, it's going to come back on them. But for what I've seen so far, this can also be a game changer. So let's get back to running through it. As you can see, there is the diffuser, and they have a whole bunch of diffusers and domes. The color temperature of this one is quite high, 6,500 Kelvin, which is a little bit blue, but they have all sorts of warm filters that you can add to it. And if you add this standard diffuser, it will also be a bit warmer. It has a 120-degree angle beam on the flash, and 140 and 160 coming with the two different diffuser domes that are with it. This flash is called a hybrid flash for a reason. It's because it's a flash and a video light, and they claim that it's the largest combined flash ever made, flash with powerful video light, and I think they're right about that. There is a 5,000 lumen video light included in this one, and that video light is only around 90 degrees angled, so a little less than the flash, but that doesn't matter much if you're using a diffuser anyway. So my first thoughts, well, obviously this is a flash that has been made to be triggered insanely fast, because that's part of what they are claiming it's good for. You can shoot it very fast, rapidly, with high power. It has a cooler system here. You can say that would cool it down when the water filters through these parts of the flash. Yeah, whatever called. It takes different batteries than the Inons. It does not take the 18650. It actually takes the 21700. And obviously, they have made it important that you cannot use the 5,000 milliamps batteries. They claim it needs to be the 5,300 that they are. It's been designed and tested and approved for that. That's the only ones. These I don't have, so fuck it. I'm going to put this one in, and that's what I've been using all day, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to matter for what I'm going to show you. Whether it would matter for the power and the duration, of course it would, but whether it's important, I don't know. So don't take my word for it. Just go with their specs and their ideas of the specs. So you have all these buttons here. Oh, sorry. Here you can see it. And you turn it on with the button here, which came out with the MF2. I think it's really convenient that you don't have to push a button to turn it on. That is what I really like. And the first setting is manual, which means that you can then just do any setting here, and it has 12 different steps as far as I remember, and that's the full step. And you can use your test button here, bam, and it's working. It's working. Burst valve, of course, in case leakage flood the batteries, and gas will come out here. This one is then the focus light, and you turn it on here, and you have a focus light, 3 different levels, and you turn it off, and then you can hold it in, and you'll have red, 3 different levels, and turn it off, and then you can push it in, and then you have the sorry, it's great because that turns out my green screen in the background is reacting to this light. So but anyway, that's the spot. That's the spot. Here we go. So let's try and go here. Maybe that'll work. That's the spot. And it also has 3 different settings. And as you could see before, now it's the diffuser, the wide focus light. And once you push it again, it should be red. And then we turn it off. Yeah. So this is the power setting. And as you can see, there are 2 more power settings. Actually, it has a guide number of 29. And I thought when I heard that, what? I thought the guide number on this one was 40. And that's, 40, a guide number of 40. It's been measured underwater, they claim. I don't know how they actually did that, but They claim it's really, really powerful. A guide number of 40 is a lot. The Enons is 33. So this one is obviously quite heavy. Also, the batteries are big enough to cover that. So, yep, maybe it is, but it's actually not. The highest one is 29. So you have to put it to +1 boost mode. And then it's guide number of 34. And the guide number then on +2 is 40. So that's actually how they gain. So it's those are boost modes, and obviously when you have boost modes, it won't recharge as fast as it normally should. It is recharging quite fast, but on the +2 boost mode, it's 2 seconds and 17. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so it's 2 seconds and 17, and the fastest recycling mode is 1 second and 67, so almost 2 seconds, 1.67 second, and that is probably, they don't mention it, there's no manual out yet, so I just had to watch all their videos. It's probably when you put it down on the lower settings that it can recycle that fast. But then it has some recycle, some rapid recycle times, and if that works on the TTL modes, which comes here, the smart control, and it works for Olympus and Sony and Canon, a lot of them, and that means you have now TTL. And obviously, when you open your camera, when you open the aperture or you raise the ISO and make it more light sensitive, then that would make the camera demand less light from the flash, and the flash would be able to keep up with the rapid firing. So if you make the camera much more light sensitive with the aperture and the ISO, then the flash will be able to shoot very rapidly, up to like 30 cycles, which is great if you have a shark coming over you or whatever else. But anyway, it has the TTL mode here. Could be a little bit hard to see. And the next level here is, let's have a look here. Maybe I can do it like that so you can actually, there's absolutely no light there, so never mind. We'll go back here. Yeah, and then there's the macro mode for the TTL, which is then it adjusts that it's going to be quite close. And then we have the HSS with the high-speed sync, which is very interesting. It obviously does not work unless you have a trigger that will trigger it. And for instance, Turtle just came out and said that they're now updating, they're now working for the HF-1, meaning that you can use the HSS mode, and it's a different kind of flashing where it flashes a lot of sequence times very fast. And that enables you to raise your shutter speed to, let's say, 0.004 of a second, meaning if you're lying in very shallow water somewhere, shooting something here, and there's a lot of sunlight, and you have a bright background that you can't get rid of, you want black background, you can turn it to HSS mode and raise your shutter speed to 0.004 of a second, and then there's no background light that's going to come through the image, and the flash will then work normally, which is great. And those are nice features. It's on the small MF2 as well. Then we have the remote control, the remote setting, and obviously you're saying, but how come we need that when we already have this setting here? Well, there's actually a possibility if you have 2 units. Let's say you still have the MF1 here, and you're shooting that from your camera, then you can point it towards the HF-1 here, and it would adjust, meaning you could actually it will transfer some of the settings very fast. And as far as I know, you can also use the new IR filter, which is a black filter. So let's say you can put a black filter on here, then no visible light will come out from the flash and hit the motor, but the IR light will go out and hit the other flash which will see it because it can see infrared light, and that would trigger the flash. This was a bit clumsy explained. I hope you got it. They're quite happy about this remote setting, and it's something that I have to dig much more into. So it has an SOS mode that just bursts out like this. Let's see if we can get the green screen to pop out again. No, we couldn't. If you hold it in, it's going to rapidly fire. So it's nice with an SOS signal that is not part of the sequence, because it's so annoying on all those China lights that we see, that the SOS signal is an integrated part of some of the important settings. So you always have to toggle through it when you are using the light. At the end is the V for video, and that's interesting because that means we can turn on the video light, the 5000, and now the flash does not work anymore. And so they said they put the video light, the video setting in the end, because it was much smarter to be there. So you don't by accident go to video light. And so overall, I'm probably just going to be shooting the M or the HS when I get my own unit. Well, this is my own unit now, but they promised me some test units. Let's see if they will fulfill that dream so I can come out and actually play with it. And obviously, I forgot to tell you that it's just been triggered by standard optical cable. So that was a tour de force. Very soon they're gonna release some sort of snoot that would fit onto here. You can see there's already the flash has already been built so that stuff can be screwed onto it. And obviously Backscatter know that all these accessories is the key part of using a flash today. People want snoots, they want diffusers, they want domes, they want colored light, they want the infrared settings, and all other interesting and sometimes a little bit worthless options that there are for a flash. But people want them, and they're going to be selling them. That is definitely for sure, which means I am going to be selling them as well. So overall, I think it's been approved. I don't think I said that I was a little disappointed when I saw it because it's plastic, but it does not weigh so much. I think it weighs, what they mentioned it's a couple of kilos, 1.4 kilos here without batteries on land, and 250 grams underwater, which makes it obviously a nice travel flash. And when I say travel flash, it's more than that, because it pretty much beats the Inon on every single setting and spec that it has. And also with the foolish buttons on the Inons, did I just mention that it's nice that it has the settings here on the back, because that's where you need them? And everyone out there making flash, please understand that that is where you need to have the buttons, because you need to see them when you're behind the camera. And they have them all here, which is nice. I'm a little disappointed about this red button. Once I'm going to be taking my big Viking hands with gloves on and trying to fiddle with this one underwater, I'm probably going to swear a bit to the Backscatter guys and saying, guys, get me an adapter for this button. Having said that, I thought that the push buttons here were too small and annoyingly, but I've come to realize during the day that they're actually placed pretty nicely when you grab the button, the flash, and press the button. And you don't need to press them. First of all, you don't need to test the flash underwater. So it's a button that is not going to be used underwater. That's pretty much it. I think I managed to run through it, and can't wait to get it in the water. And hopefully a lot of other people out there are going to be taking it diving as well and making some videos about it. So that's it for now, and I would be happy if you make some comments under this video. Sign up for the channel if you the Facebook and the YouTube channels if you have not already done that, because I really would like to see your questions and your comments about this flash. That's it for now. If I can find the tune out button, I will turn off and go home because it's evening here. You guys take care out there.